Pareto's law says that in any given circumstance, 80% of the results are going to come from 20% of the causes or inputs. In a company or a business, around 20% of the people who work there are going to generate around 80% of the success of that business, which means that those 20% of people are going to be splitting around 80% of the wage dollars that get paid out in that company. But that also means the opposite, that 80% of the people are only generating 20% of the success of that business, and they're only splitting 20% of the wage dollars that go out. And these are the people who are constantly complaining about not getting paid enough, about how they're getting held back in life, about how unfair they're being treated, and about how the world is such an unfair place. The people in the 80% represent the majority. Most people are at that lower level, and they're content being there. They have no desire to move into the top 20%. Either they are not willing to put in the effort that it takes to get there, or they think that it can't happen, it's not possible, some external force is holding them back, or maybe they think they don't deserve it. But if you want to move into that top 20%, where the money is, where the success is, where the better quality of life is, it takes a few things. You have to have discipline, number one. You have to be willing to do the things that you need to do even when you don't feel like doing them. Number two, it takes ownership. You have to have the willingness to take responsibility for everything around you, everything in your life. And number three, it takes the willingness to learn, to go out there and educate yourself, acquire new knowledge and skills through books, and then apply the things that you're learning to your life. Most people aren't willing to do those things, and that's why most people will never be in that top 20%. And that's good news, because that means there's not a lot of competition. So if you're willing to do those things, if you're willing to put in that effort, you can move up there. You can be great. You can get out of that 80% of people who never seem to have enough. These are the people that complain about getting their piece of the pie, or about if somebody else has a bigger piece and I have to have a smaller one. Well, just like Terry Crews said, the world is a kitchen and you can make your own pie.